Hey guys, Tara with the T here from Recovering Book Hoarder, and we're gonna do a lot today. So, been a couple weeks since I've filmed. I do have like regular updates to bring you, but I'm really in kind of like a planning mood right now. And it is almost July, so I believe it's perfect time to do a mid-year WIP parade. So, what we're going to do today is first I'm going to show you recent finishes, which I think there's 4 of. So I'm going to show you finishes, then I'm going to show you some new starts I've had since I saw you last. Then we're going to do my WIP parade, and I'll tell you the progress I've made on existing things as we get to them in the WIP parade. While we're doing the WIP parade, I'm really in a focus kind of mood, like hyper-focus kind of mood. So I'm wanting to really work on projects for until either till completion or until I get tired of working on them instead of the constant switch up. As many of you know, I have ADHD and my brain needs constant stimulation, but the kind of stimulation it needs is always kind of varied. So like at the beginning of the year, it was, you know, I was working on things for a set amount of stitches, then moving on to something else, and my brain loved that. It was great. I had all my new starts in May. I did like Classic Mania and kind of got those out of my system. And so now I'm really wanting to focus on some older projects. So, so I'll go through my WIPs. I'll show you the WIPs that have been around the longest. Hopefully, I did, I think, take pictures of all of my WIPs at the beginning of the year. And I think I've touched almost everything so far this year. So I will show you the WIP and hopefully where it was at the beginning of the year so you can see the amount of progress I've made on it. Then we'll look at the WIPs that are like the new starts that I've started so far this year. And then at the very end, we will go through my anticipated starts for the rest of the year that I already have kitted up, what's left for me to start. And kind of how I want to do it is I'm thinking I'll do a focus. I'll either finish the focus or get to a point where I'm just ready to move on to something else. New start for a day, and then back onto a focus project. So that's one thing. So we're going to be, it's just time to reorganize because I finished so many things. Things aren't like in the correct order. I need to organize. So this is going to help me do that also. Okay, so let's get into it. So first up, I finished The Hobbit Hole from, The Hobbit House from the Cottage Garden Samplings. It is Fabulous House Series number 5. I'm not doing these in order, meaning I'm doing like all but I think 2 of the houses, and I'm not doing them in order. So number 5 is actually the first one that I finished. So I had to do an additional 2,238 stitches on this for a finish, and it is on an 18 count faded hippie from Fox and Rabbit, which I just fell in love with, and definitely I'm going to do another one of the houses on here too. And there it is. This was so fun. I really love these houses. So this one, I want to say I got this one done in under a year. Yeah, because I mean, they just came out last year, right? So anyway, so that one's done, and I have enough space. I'm not going to take this off of here because I want to use this one for another house, possibly the Castle in the Sky. I'm not sure, because I mean, it's like, it looks like a sunset, and I just love that. So I for sure can fit one more house on here, possibly 2 if I position it correctly. So I'm not going to cut off the extra fabric so that I can fit it into my Q-snap still. All right, so that is finish number 1. Finish number 2, the North Atlantic Right Whale from Lindy Stitches. This was from her Endangered Species Club. This was Endangered Species Club number 3. This is where I started as a member of the club. There's a total of 6. I'll show you what this one looked like because I did do some conversion changes to it. So this was the original here. And I did this on did I use the called for fabric? I might have. I think a Silver Moon linen by Zweigart, 32 count. I believe that is correct. And I have a bunch of this fabric left. This is what it looks like. And my conversion was just, I did conversion to stash. Still mostly fancy flosses. I got the, I was a member of the club where you got the fancy flosses called for along with the pattern each time. But there's generally like 3 fancy flosses. So I substitute a lot of others, but I love the color of the water. I had 2 different flosses I used for that, and I was really happy with how that turned out. So yeah, first one from that. This is the first one I've completed from that series. You'll see I have one other one going right now. Okay, I'll save the biggest one for last. All right, Luminous Fiber Arts All Hallows Eve, designed by Misty Purcell. I did make some changes to this one, so I will show you what I did. That's the original. I did this on a piece of 14 count Witchel Perman Ada. China Pearl is the color. And this is my finish. So, pretty much as charted, with the exception of I used a fancy floss for the snowflakes there. And then I swapped out, you'll see there was a white pumpkin. I swapped that out for a teal pumpkin because that represents food allergies, and we are a food allergy house. So, yeah. This one was actually, I really enjoyed doing this one. I don't know why, but it was fun. All right, so that one is a finish. Then my last finish is a doozy, guys. I'm so excited. So this is one of the very, very first, I want to say this is the first thing that I started stitching when I came back to stitching. And it has taken me forever. It is on black fabric, and black fabric and I were not friends to begin with. Definitely got better as time went on, but it's still, I'm not going to say I'm never going to do anything on black fabric again, because I think I have found a way to make it work for me. But it was really hard in the beginning. So one of my very first things, and let me tell you, the back, you can definitely tell, this is one of the first things I started stitching. And this is a finish. So this took, I want to say 4 years, but 10 Dual Commandments by Taylor and Cromwell is complete. And it is a large one. Look at that. I'm so happy. There are so many mistakes in here, and I don't even care because she's done, and I'm so happy that it's done. This was definitely work of love. This is one of those songs that lives rent-free in my head from Hamilton. So I thought, what better way to honor it than to stitch it? So that is my big finish. I was so excited. So to finish this one, I didn't even tell you. So to finish this one, I did an additional 5,614 stitches over 6 days. For the North right whale, it was an additional 800. No, that's not right. It was about 2,000 some stitches. I didn't add up, and I'm really bad at math. So, over 5 days. All Hallows Eve was an additional 2,545 stitches over 7 days. And I already told you Hobbit House. Okay. So those were my finishes. Okay, let's look at my new starts. I did have several because this was my finish out to Mania. So the first one, I had pulled out and showed you guys that I had started it. And then when I opened the fabric, I hadn't actually started it. I'm telling you in my head, I had started it, but not for real. So I really did start it this time. So this was Dunvegan Fairy Flag from the Primitive Hare. And I have quickly become a huge, massive fan of the Primitive Hare. This is being done on 30 count McLeod flag linen from the Primitive Hare. And I love everything about them. I'm doing it all as charted. And so I got 660 stitches in as a start on this one. And where are we? There we go. So this is, oops. Over here, this is the flag pole thing, and then this is all parts of the flag there. So it's now started for real, for real. And I am doing what you're not supposed to do. I'm actually marking on the original pattern. Listen, sometimes things confuse me in the brain and I just have to do it. And you know what? It's okay. It's my pattern. I can do what I want. If somebody wants it after me, they really want it bad enough, I just have to deal with the highlighting. Okay. New start number 1. All right, then I started Schitt's Creek. This is from Boomerang Stitches, and I am a massive Schitt's Creek fan. Just had Cassidy start watching it also, so I am binging it while I'm watching. So I got 840 stitches done, which is one of the motifs, and I am doing this on 25 count, easy count Lugana. Okay, let's see. So the top, is this the top? Yeah, so this is the top motif. This is gonna be pretty large. I'm just folding it up. So that is my start, is the lightning bolt from like David's shirts. And Cassidy's really enjoying this so far. Also, I just have nothing negative to say about Schitt's Creek. Nothing negative to say about Boomerang Stitches. Amity is a fantastic designer, and I really enjoy her vision. And her charts are just fun. Okay, next new start. So this is from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, and it is the Christmas wreath. So this was like a, they put it out like different pieces, like it was a stitch along from, when was this from? 2021, it looks like, maybe. And I've been jonesing to start this. So I am doing it on a 18 count Duxbury from Fox and Rabbit. And I got started in the middle and got the house started. So a total of 638 stitches for this start. And doing this one because my grandmother, my Baba, had stitched, it was like, I guess it would have been needlepoint, like it was, or plastic canvas. It was on canvas, and I swear it was done with yarn. But it was literally this. And each of the little things was separate, and she had it hanging in her house for years and years. I don't know what happened to it, but when I saw that, that's what it reminded me of. And I remember her doing it, and so I was like, I need to do that as a note to Baba. Then I started from Teresa Kogut. This is from her Hello Halloween book that she put out, which is a fantastic book. I mean, let's be, Teresa Kogut, can't go wrong. So this is called Halloween Sampler. Looks like this. This is why I bought the book, because I loved that. That, you know, lucked out. All of the stuff in here is absolutely perfect. So doing this on, what is this? I don't know. This looks like it was left over from something. It's linen. I can tell you that. It's a piece of linen from someone. And I got 578 stitches done. So this is how far over it will go, because I'll be honest, I was a little bit worried about it being too small. So it is kind of a tight, it's tight here on the side, but I did make it with enough space. So that's where we are so far for that. All right, 2 more new starts. Okay, this one is from Doreen Jones. This is from the book of Cross Stitch and Essential Guide. And this is from Amazon, so I'll try and put a link in the description if you're interested in this. There's some really good charts in here. The one I am doing that I started is this one right here. And I fell in love with those colors. So I am doing this one exactly as charted because I think the colors are what drew me to it. I am doing this on an 18 count scrap piece of Aida. It's like not as big as you think it would be. I got 860 stitches done to start. It's definitely picture this plus, I can tell you that. And so that is where I got to. Yeah, I mean, Doreen Jones is just a classic in the cross stitch world, and there are 36 charts in here, and it also, 39 it says. Could have just read that on the front. 39 charts in here, and also helps you learn how to do make your own charts too. So it's also like, I mean, it's the essential guide, so I can tell you. All right, and then my last new start. This is from Forbidden Fiber Co. And this was a remembrance piece she put out for her dad. It is called Be Well. My printer was running out of ink when I printed this, so this is like not a good coloring of this. I am doing my own conversion. Now I'm doing this because What a Long Strange Trip It Has Been is my absolute favorite lyric of all time. That is from the Grateful Dead. And this is going to sound so morbid, but you just have to understand that in my house, death is not a bad thing. Like, we talk about it often. And like, when I die, you have to do this. Whenever. So this is going to be, I have to go over, my daughter's already told me I'm going to be cremated. So this is going to go over top of my urn. Okay, I know that's morbid, but this is what I got done. So this was a total of 1,003 stitches, and it's just the outline from the license plate. I'm going to change the middle from Be Well to say Terralyn. So I have to rechart that. And yeah, that will be my memorial. The memorial thing over top of my urn when I die. Okay, next up. That was all the new starts. So now we are going to move into the WIP parade, and we are going to start making some decisions. So I'll show you what I am currently focusing on now. So this is from By the Bay Needle Art in my father's house. Looks like this. And that is, I love this quote. There are many rooms in my father's house. I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Love that. This is in my Q-snap because I'm currently focusing on this. So, and this is, you can see everything. This is literally how far over it goes. I mean, I like just made it without having to move my hoop. And so I had added 1,220 stitches to this over the last 2 days, and really enjoying working on it. So this is going to be my first focus for either until I finish it or until I kind of burn myself out on working on it. All right, next up, this is Midnight Ride from Autumn Lane Stitchery. And this is my first Autumn Lane Stitchery. Doing this on a piece of 28 count Haunted Cashel linen from Picture This Plus as charted. And to figure out which way it goes. This is what I have done so far. And this is enjoyable to work on. There's it's a lot of block stitching, but not like too much block stitching to the point where you get bored. So this one, I'm not super far on this one, so this one is not going to be a focus. for the rest of the year. I say the rest of the year, but really my plans could change at any time because ADHD. All right. Then next up is from Crosetta Gogo, Halloween in Sitta. Now this one I'm having to change because I did not measure before I started. And that's a mistake, let me just tell you. So this is on a 32 count vintage country mocha Belfast. And I wanted to do it as charted, but okay, so you'll see where I am. This is how much I have done, and it goes much further than this. So I am going to pull out, I think, one of the middle tree and go from there. And then they're going to just be their own little things. So this will be a pillow. I'm thinking it's going to be like a bunch of pillows. So I'll do 6 pillows. You see the top one. There's the 3 little square ones that will be in the middle, and then this one will be a bigger one. But that's my thought of what I'm going to do. So I just have to finagle that first one, that top one. Not super far on this, so this is not going to be a focus for the rest of the year. I'm also trying to pick things that have been going for quite a while, because it feels so good to get some of those really old ones done. All right, this is Happy Halloween from Cobweb and Rose. And I'm sorry, I'm looking at this. It almost looks like the bird pooped on this jack-o'-lantern. That's so funny. Look at that. Okay. Oh, I guess he's eating. Oh, I'm such an idiot. He's eating pieces of the jack-o'-lantern. Shows you how my mind is. All right, 14 count pewter Witchelt Perman. And this is where I have gotten. And I do believe I want to focus on this one for a bit. At some point. So this will go in our focus pile. All right, next up is, this is like my vacation cross stitch. This is the cross stitch I take with me on vacation. It's huge. This is the Fab 50 cross stitch pattern from Abby Sue Designs. This was for Disney World's 50th anniversary. And it is modeled off of all of the golden statues in the park. And this is one of those where like backstitch is magic on this. So I can't even complain about the backstitch. All right, where are we? This is gigantic. It's the most perfect cloth because it looks like a Sully slushie from Starlight Cafe in Disney. And it's Picture This Plus. I'm not sure. Do I have it written anywhere? I don't know what the color is, but it's a Sully slushie. So here, oops, is my progress. And is that not a Sully slushie? So I'm gonna bring it in so you can see how good. So here's Goofy, and you can see he does not have backstitch yet. He's not really brought to life, but look at Pluto. Pluto has been magically brought to life by the power of backstitch. So that is where we are. This, I feel like, I'm going to be working on for many, 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 many years to come. This is not going to be a focus. However, this is going to come with me. I'm going to Myrtle Beach in July. And this will be, since this is my vacation stitch, this will be coming with me to Myrtle Beach to make some progress. Okay, next up is Autumn Is This Joyful from Leela's Studio. Looks like this. And I am doing this one as charted because I think the colors are fantastic. Doing it on a piece of 40 count platinum Newcastle linen. This is where I am. This one's a lot of fun. I think I'm going to do a bit of a focus on this one. Is it anywhere close to done? No. Am I going to finish it? Not this year. But I would like to work on it some more. All right, next up we have another Teresa Kogut. This one is Remember Me. And I'm doing this as a gift for my daughter. This is being done on, I think this is a piece of, this was a piece of extra Ada I have from Picture This Plus based on the top that has been cut. So doing this as charted, and this is where we have gotten so far. And this is a very enjoyable piece. And can we just talk about the beauty of Teresa Kogut's charts? I mean, this is a freaking book. It's, the quality is just top notch. This isn't going in the maybe pile. I'm not sure about that one for focus. All right, next up, I have the Beautiful sampler from Twin Peak Primitives. And this is being done on an 18 count Herald Ada from Picture This Plus. Here is what the chart looks like. And I believe I'm doing this as charted. And I think, yay, I got the border done. And got to start working on the middle. So there we are. Isn't that pretty? So here's the motif that I have. Not done, but getting close to, right? It's not done. No. I would like to work some more on this. So this will go into my focus for a bit pile. Okay, next up, Black Vintage Sampler from Al Forrest Embroidery. I'm definitely going to be focusing on this one some more. This is on a piece of jade 18 count from Picture This Plus. I do not stitch monochrome, so of course I'm doing my own conversion, and I am converting to sulky. So I'm using 1 strand of sulky, because for those of you that don't know, sulky is a bit thicker than DMC. It's like 1.5 strands really equivalent, and it comes on spools like this. So let's see, here is what the full piece, the size of the full piece, and it is like very long, so like that's the edge of it there. It is a long piece. So I'll bring you in to show you the progress I have made on the bottom here. And I just adore Al Forrest embroidery. This is so fun. So yeah, I definitely want to work on this one some more. My light's doing funny things, and last time it did that, the glass fell off and broke. It almost killed me. So hopefully that doesn't happen. All right, next up, this is from the Stitch Crypt, and it is the Morbid Curiosities Cabinet of Curiosities, I think is what it was called. I will put a picture up here of what the whole thing looks like. This was a stitch along, and so all I had printed out was the very first part, which is the cabinet. And this is taking forever. So this is on an 18 count Mystic Ada. Here we are. I mean, I've definitely made progress this year, but this cabinet I feel like is going to take me forever and ever and ever for some reason. I mean, there's just a lot of stitches in it. So that is my progress so far. I am just doing a conversion to DMC. I mean, it's the chart in DMC, and I'm just converting to similar colors that are in my stash. I can't say that I'm in love with this one right now because it's just so boring at this point. I think it will be lots of fun once I get into the things in the cabinet, but right now the cabinet's boring. And this does not make me excited to work on. This will probably be a next year once I start like my Wheel of Monopoly and stuff again, where I do a lot of switches. Not a focus for the rest of the year. Okay, next up from Atomic Tiki Pin, this is the Wicked Fair sampler, and this reminds me of my favorite book of all time, The Night Circus from Erin Morgenstern. This is on an 18 count Arial from Picture This Plus. Looks like this. And I already told you what I'm doing it on. Just a little bit of progress. This one, the block stitching in this one there's a lot of stitches in those. So that is all I have done. Now, would I like to get more of this done? I would. I'm just not sure. This is going to go into my maybe pile. I just don't know. There's a piece of hair on my shoulder and it's driving me bonkers. Okay. Maybe pile. All right, next up, we are a half hour in and I'm on number 13 of a lot. I apologize. It's gonna be a long one. So this is the Union Jack from Vivsters. I will put a picture over here of what it looks like completed. I am doing this as charted. I am doing this on 18 count vellum from Picture This Plus. This is a big project, guys. Even on 18 count, it's big. So this is the actual size of the flag. I took the time to go in and do all of the squares first so that I could just work wherever I wanted to, and that was definitely the way to go. So this is so fun. I really recommend. Vivsters has flags like literally for everything, and I highly recommend doing one of her flag patterns. This is so fun. This is a gift for Cassidy because you know she thinks she's British. She's not, but she wants to be British really bad. So this is a gift for her. I definitely want to work on this one some more this year. It's just such a, I'm sorry if you see my thing shaking, it's because I'm throwing bags, and of course, like where my pile is, it's on top of one of the legs from my little stand thing. Anyway, okay, so that's one I want to work on. All right, then I have 525,600. This is from Taylor and Cromwell, and this is from their rent box that they had out. This came as a kit, so it came with the I'm using the fabric and the floss it came with, and this is where I got. And I think I could get a lot farther on this year, so this is going to go in my focus pile. All right, this is the last one of this box, guys. This is from Stitchy Box Samplers, Deborah Calkin 1806. Of course, I'm doing a conversion because I don't do monochrome. And I also made some changes so that this is more of like a relationship sampler for Brian and I. So I'm doing this on 16 count Dusk from Picture This Plus. I'm doing all yellows and oranges with the exception of some dates. I'm putting in a beautiful fancy purple. So this is where I got to so far this year. This is like so fun to work on, and I'm choosing what colors to do by rolling a D&D die. I think a D8 maybe, I don't remember. So you can see the year. So I'm putting, this is the year that we met. And then I'm putting up here where it has this DC to MC, I'm putting our initials, and then that will be the year that we were married. And then here I'm going to put our last name. So yeah, I like this one. He likes this one too. He meaning Brian, my husband. Okay, I would like to work on this one some more this year. All right, basket number 1 complete. All right, basket number 2. The Lord's Prayer from Leela Studio. This is on an 18 count confetti from Picture This Plus. And I am doing this one as charted for the most part. I think there was a couple couple flosses that weren't in stock, and so I did those to, I swapped those, but this is using the called for 103s Avaswas. Those also come on spools. And I am, let's see, I made some nice progress on this year. Here is the overall progress. Finally got into the words to take you in to see some of the details. And this one, I'm enjoying this a lot. I would like to, this is gonna go in my maybe pile. I think I would like to do some more on this. Okay, next up from Blackbird Designs is Yellow Submarine. This was the 5th in the Magical Mystery Tour. And I am doing this on a scrap piece of, I believe it's 18 count, Picture This Plus. And I am right here. As charted. And this one doesn't have a whole lot. This one has not as much progress as I thought there was on here. I know. This is gonna go in my maybe pile. All right, this one is from Erin Congdon, and it was in an issue of World of Cross Stitching. This kitchen is for dancing. This is a gift from my mama. And I'm doing this one, a conversion to stash. And this is on a piece of 16 count Haunted Ada from Picture This Plus. And here is where I got so far. And I think I could finish this one this year. And maybe have it be a Christmas present. My focus pile is pretty big, guys. Okay, next up is Olga's Autumn Stocking from Plum Street Samplers. And this one is being done on something. 36 count antique white Edinburgh linen. And this one's a lot of fun to work on, but this is a newer one that I started, and so I'm not going to make this a focus for the rest of the year. And there's still quite a way to go on this, so this is where we are. So I'm probably not going to touch this one for the rest of the year. Okay, then we have Still Waters from Plum Street. This is on 32 count Heritage Lugana Ada. Looks like this. And I am doing as charted with the NPIs. Yeah, NPIs. I think I had to make, I may have had to make a couple of substitutions just because they weren't available to buy whenever I did the purchase. So I have the border done and started working on the inside. And yeah, I would like to work on this one some more this year. So this will go into a focus. We'll have to see how many focuses I have at the end. I don't know. So much to work on, so little time. Like maybe I'll do a week focus for each of them. Because I can typically do between like 5,000 and 6,000 stitches in a week usually. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, next up from Silver Creek Samplers is Hand in Hand. This is what I'm doing for my office at work. And this is being done on a piece of 32 count sugar cream pie from Be Stitch Me, which is just a wonderful piece of fabric, let me tell you. And this is what I have done. This is my Matthew Broderick. I don't know why, but this little guy really reminds me of like Matthew Broderick now. It's all I think of whenever I see him. So that's where we're at. And this, I don't think I'm going to focus on this one anymore this year. Be realistic. That's one that's not too super old. Last year's Nashville, I think it was. It was one of the needlework marketplaces. Okay, what's next? Next, I'm putting the picture up here. This is Lost No More. And this was a dimensions kit. I just have the chart. And it was from Greg Olson, who's one of my favorite religious painters. He has just the best paintings of Jesus. And this is where I'm at. And, because it's a dimensions kit, it's like various, some are half stitches, some are called for 3 strands, some are 1 strand, all over the place, but that's where we're at. I'm not a huge fan of full coverage, but this is the kind of full coverage that I'm okay with. It's not confetti heavy. This one's not going to be a focus this year. Too much to do on that one. All right, next up, another Taylor and Cromwell. And this is Shakespeare quotes. This from Rainy Day Reads. She and I started this as a stitch along for Shaketober. I always get it wrong. I can't remember if it's Shaketober or Shaketember. They both sound right, okay? Several years ago. She just finished hers, and it looks fantastic. So I am going to finish this one this year. It's been too long. So this is where we're at. It's getting there. So yeah, I want this to be a finish this year. Because I just finished that one from Taylor Cromwell. They're so word text heavy. I just didn't want to pick this one up right away. So hopefully I will be like Rainy and I will finish this year. Okay, next up is another Owl Forest embroidery, and I will put the picture up here. This was the Alice in Wonderland sale. Last I checked, it was still free on the website. Let me just tell you, Owl Forest embroidery has the most amazing free charts, and I am so thankful for them. I also purchased the charts whenever they're ones I want, and they aren't free. And I purchased the Owl Forest embroidery floss because it is uncomparable. Like, you really can't do a conversion for what you'll see is we get into here some of my starts from this year. Anywho, this one I am using a sulky conversion. This is on a 16 count Heritage Ada from Picture This Plus. And this is where I've gotten. I've made some nice progress on this. So you can see that's where we're at. This one's a lot of fun, but I still have a long way to go on this. So this, I'm not going to pull this one out anymore this year. Next up, from Lola Crow. This is the Monster Movie Night pattern. This was from a Black Needle Society box. I am doing a conversion to stash. Right? Yeah. Some of them I'm doing as chart, but stuff I didn't have stuff I did not have in stash, I just picked something close. So I'm doing this on a piece of 16 count Spooktacular from Bee Stitch Me that also came in the box. And that is my progress. Lola Crows are so deceiving. Like, there are so many stitches, so many more than you think there's going to be. And there's a lot of color changes in her stuff. Love them. Love how they look. So I really like this one, but I have the Haunted Library that's a lot older. So I think I'm gonna choose the best. This will not be a focus for the rest of the year. Another Lola Crow up next. This was the Greenhouse of Oddities. And I'm putting the finished over here because I don't have it printed out. And I am not far on this sucker at all. Still working on the frame. This is on 18 count sterling Aida, and I don't know that worked. I think this might be one I have not touched this year. That's where we're at. Just a little bit. So this is not going to be a focus because it is nowhere near anything at this point. Okay, next up, what is this? Oh. This is Mad Hatter. This is terrible because I didn't print out the picture. I think this one's Mad Hatter. Okay, hold on. I'm not going to show you this one yet because this is like totally in the wrong pile. This is when I just started this year. I'll show you this with my starts from this year, and that way I can figure out if this one's the Mad Hatter or the Cheshire Cat. All right, that was the end of box number 2. Okay. Moving into box number 3. Okay, next up we have yet another Taylor & Cromwell. And this one is my favorite lyrics. They will do custom charts for very reasonable price. If you go onto their website, and they tell you exactly how to do it. So this is all my favorite lyrics. They designed them for me. Doing this on a piece of 18 count Herald from Picture This Plus. And I'm not doing the colors they have on there. I mean, I am, but not like the way it's charted. So this is one that I worked on this last couple weeks also. So I did an additional 1,669 stitches on this one to complete another lyric. So this is my overall progress. And the lyric that I finished was from Wish You Were Here from Pink Floyd, and it's "We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl year after year." That's this one over here. Let's see if I can bring it in. Use a very pretty Cottage Garden Samplings. Which was this called here? Oh, I think I put it back because I know I'm done with it. So anyways, it was a beautiful floss from Cottage Garden Samplings. No, Cottage Garden Threads, right? Cottage Garden Threads. There's too many things that have Carriage House Samplings, Cottage Garden Samplings, Cottage Garden Threads. I get them all mixed up, even though they're totally different and distinctive. Anyway, I'm not going to focus on that one the rest of the year. Okay, that's actually a new start. All right, next up, this is Lola Crow, Haunted Library. Hopefully I'll put a picture up here. I have a ton of this printed out, but not the completed one. So this is on 18 count Earth and Aida. And I am currently working on the ghost that reminds me of the Ghostbusters ghost. So here's the progress so far. And there's some detail. So this one I would like to get some more done on. So So this will go into the focus pile. All right, next up is from Carolyn Manning. This is, starts with an A. Amethyst, I think. From the Star, oh, I can't think. It's from a series that she has, and they're all like the different gemstones. So this one I'm doing for Cassidy. It came with 5 different charts. I was thinking they were going to be small, and so I would do it as an ornament like Laura was doing, a stitching on the shore, stitching by the shore. And of course, the one I picked is like the giant chart. So that's okay. It's just going to take a while. This is where I'm at. This one's quite fun to work on. And I actually needed another thread, which is over here. Oh, I had to do an order. So here's the thread I was waiting on, putting that in there. I would definitely like to work on this this year. All right, next up is my temperature one that, you know, like you change the color of things based on the temperature. I don't know. I'm not loving this. It's very cool. And like the carpet's so very cool on this. Okay, so I'll show it to you. I don't know. I'm not excited about it. Maybe I will be once the rest of the stuff's in. But I mean, this has, like, look at how much thread's in here. So this was the Goth Temperature Stitch Along. And this is from Grandma B. Walden for gothstitch.com. And, you know, each of the books, you could do a different color based on the temperature for that day. This is where I'm at. Nowhere near starting the temperature yet. That's the back. Okay. Here's where we're at. I mean, how cool is that shag carpeting? It's so 70s. I just don't know. I've messed up on it, and I'm just going with it. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I mean, here's the thing. This is like specialty floss, and so that'll be a waste of specialty floss. Okay, I'm gonna continue with it. If I were to finish the thing this year, then I could do the temperature stuff for next year. I'm so indecisive. This is going in maybe, I don't know. I just don't know. Okay, next up, this is one I definitely want to finish this year. So this is from the Fourth Wing series. This is Violet's Dragons. And I'll put a picture of what it looks like up here. I am doing this on a piece of printed DMC from Charles Craft, 14 count. So it looks like they're flying in the air. And I feel like I could definitely get this done in like a week's time if I focused. Although there's also some beads that are going to go on here. But I want to finish this one. So this is going to go on my focus. All right, up next. Another one of those. Same name. Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow by Carriage House Samplings. Where is the picture? Here we go. I'm sure you've seen this. I'm doing it as charted, I think. And I'm doing it on a 40 count Country Mocha Newcastle linen. I also really love this fabric. This is gigantic. And this is where I'm at. I would like to finish this square this year. I'm more than halfway there, right? Yeah, I'm more than halfway there. So I'm going to put this in the focus specifically to finish that first square. But maybe I'll hold off on pulling it out until Halloween. All right, next up, this is one of my longest, I've had it forever, but it's huge. It's my tapestry. I absolutely love it, and I've gotten a lot of work done on it so far this year. Still nowhere near finished. This is from the Stitching Spell, which is designing as something else now, and I can't remember what. This is being done on Picture This Plus. This is like before I was keeping track of what I was doing things on. But this is my tapestry. To excuse the hanging threads. And this is where I have gotten this year. Isn't it fun? Whoops. Obviously not doing monochrome. Just doing all my favorite colors. And yeah. I love looking. When I start working on this, I just go and go and go. I'm not going to make this a... like I said, I've done a lot on this so far this year. I really enjoy working on this one, so I'm not like... As much as I want to have it done, I'm like not itching to have it done. So this one is probably not going to see much more love for the rest of the year. All right, next up is Pride Street from some cat. I don't remember. I'll put the designer up here along with a picture of what it's going to look like when it's done. This is another one I'm doing for my office at work. I want it to go right above my door. Perfect place for it. And this is huge. This is where we're at. So still quite a bit more to do. I mean, that's big. I don't know how much of this I'm actually going to need. This is like a really weird piece of fabric I got off of Etsy. And it says it's linen, but you stitch it like Ada. Like I'm stitching one over, but it's not ridiculous. I want to say it's like I don't know. Who knows? It says it's linen, but it like I said, it doesn't stitch that way. Although it does feel that way. So anyway, I quite enjoy this one. A lot to do on this still, so I don't think this is going to be a focus. All right, next up is Sunflower Fields or Sunflower Farm. I don't remember. I'll put the picture up here of what it's going to look like. And doing this on 18 count jade from Picture This Plus as charted. And it reminds me of a Mary Englebright. I don't know if you guys know who that is or not, from the 80s. That's my girl. Isn't she good? It's like a Mary Englebright girl. So I've made some nice progress on this one, but still have a ways to go. I don't think this will be a focus for the rest of the year. Next up, from Bella Filipina. This is a commemorative piece that I was doing for Cassidy and I's Melanie Martinez concert we went to a little over a year ago now in Columbus, Ohio. And so she has a song called Mad Hatter. So I am making adjustments to this. Instead of Alice, it's going to say Mad Hatter because she looks like gender bent Mad Hatter there. And then I'm adding text from the song that'll say all the best people are crazy somewhere towards the bottom. Doing this on 14 count lupine Ada. I did make some changes because I didn't want to use as much of the cray neck. Because like this whole outside was supposed to be in cray neck and I didn't want to do that. That's a lot. So I am still using some cray neck, but not all of it. So that is where I am so far. This one's kind of slow going. I enjoy it when I work on it though. But this is not going to be a focus for the rest of the year. All right, next up from the Blue Flower, we have In Praise of Pollinators. I love this one. Janine McGowan is like a goddess with colors. Her colors just work so perfectly. And like, are these all DMC? Most are DMC, and they're just so good. They look so good. This is where I'm at. I made some nice progress, and I would like to make some more progress on this year. So this will be a focus. I am doing this on 40 count Stormy Night Newcastle linen. Oh, and can I just, like, look at the bird? Look, they're so good. Look at the bird. Oh, and look at that little hummingbird. So freaking good. She's so good. Love the Blue Flower. Okay. And moving on. From Lindy Stitches. Bury Me With My Needle. And this one is being done on an 16 count parfait. I did have to make most of it's as charted. I had to make a couple changes because this fabric is way more yellow than I thought it was going to be. I really thought it was going to be more of a mustard like that, and it's not. It's that bright. So a couple changes. Using dinky dyes on this one, as called for. Really enjoying it. I would like to work some more on this year. I feel like maybe it could be a finish. We'll see. All right, next up, this is the last one for this box. This is Sleigh Ride from Praiseworthy Stitches. Looks like that. And I am doing this on, anyway, I can't find the sticker. Pretty sure it's Picture This Plus. And show you the front. That's where we're at. This is a huge piece. And I'm using all the called for on this one. Converted, I don't know. There's cray neck in here that I'm actually using. I'm getting like better with cray neck. The filament is a little easier to use than that stinking metallic DMC stuff that I just hated so much. We're becoming acquaintances. We are not friends yet, but we're acquaintances. All right, I'm not going to work anymore on this one because that one has a ton left to do on it. Okay, through that box. On to the next one. This is another one from Cottage Garden Samplings. This is Christmas Delivery. And I am doing this on 40 count Pusher Cerulean from Lap and Loops. And this is where I got. I really love her designs. So I still have quite a bit to go on here. Yeah, there's quite a bit to go. I'm gonna put this in the maybe pile. I might pull this out around Christmas time again. All right, next up from Mrs. Pagodi Arts. I have Anne of Green Gables and Shirley. And this is another full coverage I really love. I love Mrs. Pagodi Arts. She's just fabulous. And so I'm doing this on a piece of 28 count Monaco from Charles Craft. And I want to do all my Mrs. Pagodi Arts on here, so I bought a ton of it. So that's where we are at. That's how big it will be. Started getting into Anne up there. And I just love this so much. What are my thoughts? I feel like I could do another page focus on here. Let's see. I have one full page done. I have a second one almost done. So maybe I'll finish that second page plus one more. All right, this one is getting done this year, guys. This is one of my oldest. And because I started this before I understood how to do measurements on fabric, there is just not enough space for it to be in my Q-snap. And so, at least whenever I get to the edges. So it's not something I love. But I'm gonna get it done. Also, there are so many things that I've done different on this one, guys. I want to say this is at least 4 years old. So this is a Stitch for All Seasons Winter from Little Dove Designs. And I'm doing it on a printed 14 count Charles Craft. Here's where we are. Like, I like it. I just, look, this, I literally have like 3 holes on this side and like 4 or 5 on this side. So my measurements were just totally off. But I need to finish this sucker. So this one is going to, I'm going to pick this one up 1 week, and I'm not putting it down until I am done with it. It needs to be done. My focus pile's really big. All right, this is another one I would really like to get done because this has been going on forever. So this is from Creatively Crafting. I don't have a completed picture to show you. This was a stitch along, free stitch along she had done for Valentine's Day, and it was called the Soulmate Sal. So all you can see is what I've done on it, and I'm more than halfway done, and I want it to be done. So this is like Couples Through Time, and this is where I'm at. I want to say this is a 16 count platinum. I could be wrong. So we've got Fred and Wilma, Hades and Persephone, Ricky and Lucy. Let me show you these better. This is another one that the back stitch is magic. This is going to be Johnny and Baby. Then over here, this one is going to be Sandy and Danny from Grease. Down here is supposed to be the main characters from Bones, which I've never watched an episode of Bones ever in my life. So I'm going to change that to just be like Tara Loves Brian, something like that. So this one needs to get done. I hate having this one still hanging over my head. All right, next is another one that I started before I understood how to measure, but I really love this one. So I love working on this. So it's not going to be a continued focus. I've done a lot more on it so far this year, but I'm not like in a huge hurry to get it done. So this was from Happy Mood Point, Sampler Christmas. And this was on a piece of 14 count Charles Craft Ada. And I've gotten a lot done. Look at that. Ooh. I'm just praying it makes it to the other side at this point. We shall see. But I'll bring it in so you can see the details. And this is just a conversion to stash. A lot of fancy floss, some DMC, some of the variegated DMC. So yeah. Looks good. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I'm gonna take a break for a hot minute because I just saw a text come through. Okay, I'm back. All right, next up is Coffee Break. And this was a kit. I didn't know that. I got this off of Etsy. I think it was somebody told me it was a dimensions kit or something. So I'll put a picture of what it's going to look like up here. Doing this to hang at my coffee bar in my kitchen. This is another one that the back stitch is magic. So here is where it's at. This is a scrap piece of maybe earthen. I don't know, but look at, oh, it's so good. So like you can see, that's what it looks like without the back stitch. But look at with the back stitch. So good. Yeah, I really like this one. I still have quite a bit to do on this though. So I do not think this is going to be a focus for the rest of the year, given the pile I'm already looking at. All right, this is from the Jingle Ball from last year. This was the Gingerbread House Sewing Book from Stacy Nash. And I actually have the entire kit to finish this. I'm just nowhere near close to it. So that is what it looks like. And let's see, that's the front. And there's the back and the inside. And this is on, what did it come with? This came with all the directions and everything. 36 count linen. So this is the front of the needle book. And so yeah, still quite a way to go on that. So it came with the floss and everything that was needed. So I'm doing it as charted. This is not going to get done this year. So this will go in my not this year pile. All right, next up, another Owl Florist embroidery. This was my New Year, New Start. And this is Black Roses. This is beautiful. And I am doing this with a conversion to Forbidden Fiber Co. on, what is this? A giant piece of 20 count Nirvana blue Lugana. And this sucker's big, man. This is what I have done. Look how good this red is. Oh, this is fine. Look at that red. It is so good. This is a very enjoyable piece. So that's just the start that I've made this year. It is not going to get done this year. Let me just tell you, that red is, because it's so gorgeous, Poinsettia from Forbidden Fiber Co. Forbidden Fiber Co. is my favorite floss company. Highly recommend. They have really good sales throughout the year. Around Black Friday, they usually have really good sales too. And I buy the stuff and it's not on sale also, but highly recommend. If you have not used Forbidden Fiber Co. Floss, you need to get some. All right, next up, this is another one from the Magical Mystery Tour series. This was the first one they had put out. This is Eleanor Rigby. And I am doing the one on the back, but I'm not putting Sweet Baby. I'm doing the front wording because Eleanor Rigby is my favorite Beatles song, but with that colorway. And I think I could finish this year. So this is just on a piece of scrap linen I had from something, and that's where we are. And there's some 1/1, like the Rigby is 1/1, but it looks so good. I love it. It's just, I mean, it's small, but it's such a good pattern. So yeah, this one we're going to finish this year. So then I'm doing, I already did Octopus Farm. And I have these two, this one in the Yellow Submarine. I did not get Strawberry Fields Forever. And what is the other one? Is it Blackbird? I don't know if I can't remember if I have that one to start or not. Okay, moving on. From Praiseworthy Stitches, this is Esmeralda's Academy of Charms. Now, I think we're getting into ones I started this year, so there probably won't be beginner pictures. I call this Hocus Pocus House. And I am doing this on a 16 count Cobalt from Fiber on a Whim. Mix of Weeks and DMC, I believe. And this was when I was still afraid of cray neck, so I didn't use the filament. that's where I'm at. So a bit of progress. I'm not going to work on this one anymore this year, though. Sometimes I look at them and I'm like, I really want to have that floss in my collection to use for other things. But it's okay. It's okay. Okay, then from Flossy Fox Shop. This is Haunted Carnival. So fun. Doing this on a piece of 18 count Frankenstein from Be Stitch Me. And this one is like so much smaller than I thought it was going to be. So this is like, I'm trying to think, a little more than halfway over. And I mean, look how it's small. I mean, I guess it's not small, but it is in comparison to like what I thought it was going to be, but so fun. I love Flossy Fox Shop. So I would love to be able to finish this one this year. This was a new start this year, but I also think I'm going to finish it this year. We have red Bristol sampler from Wall de Champ of WDC Designs. This is what it looks like. This was from The Gift of Stitching, issue 72 from June of 2012. Which it like comes up online. I'm like not putting stuff back. It's one of those things that comes up online of like The Gift of Stitching, get all of the issues going out. I've had this for over 2 years now. It's not going anywhere. I mean, this electronic version, totally worth the price. It was not expensive at all, and so many good charts. If you are a sampler girly, trust me when I say it's worth every penny. Okay, so I am doing this on 20 count Vintage Country Mocha by Zweigart, and I am doing all reds, and then like, what color is this? DMC 3768 for special letters, because I am making this like, I picked out different letters, so it's going to be in each of the letter sections there is a letter that will be highlighted. So like the first place is going to be Pittsburgh, and then so let's see, I got Pittsburgh, B and T for Brian and I. Right? I think that's what I did. So Pittsburgh and then BT. Anyway, this is where I am. So I'm still in the first alphabet. And so each alphabet is a different color of red. This was a new start in January, so this is not going to be a focus, because there's still lots to do on that. Okay, next up from the Artsy Housewife, October Blooms, and I just fell in love with this chart. I love the colors. So good. I love that house. This is being done on 18 count Fox and Rabbit, Kathy's Stormy Skies. And here is my start, because I had to jump right into the house. I love it. Lots to do on this one still. And again, this one was started in January, so this will not be a focus for the rest of the year. Next up is from Soie Bataille, Stitching in Quilt. Looks like this. I am doing this on 18 count Hocus Pocus from Fox and Rabbit. And this is where I got. That's the color there. This one's fun, relaxing. This one was started. This one was started when I had COVID. I distinctly remember that because I had to do a restart, even though I stitched. It was, oh, the COVID was so bad, guys. So that will not be, I don't think any of these, assume these are not going to be a focus for the rest of this year, unless I say otherwise. All right, from Little Robin Designs, this is Jane Trelore, 1852. And this one is being done on 18 count vintage Stormy Cloud Ada. This is a printed Ada. I kind of wish I'd started over a little bit more, but I didn't. So this is where we're at. And this one was started, oh, apparently I stopped writing the dates down by that point. I always have such good intentions of being like really organized. And I went from, so this is how I started my year, using this. This is a great planner. And I was writing, I was writing everything, guys. Look, like I had my project lists, my yearly goals. Like this was week 1 in January. Look at that. I wrote out what I did, how many stitches I had, and I managed to do this until April is when it just went to. So I have really good notes on my progress for the most parts for the first like quarter of the year. And I have since moved to, I just have this book I found I had gotten for my daughter, and I'm literally just like writing like this. I know what to say for the next time. So yeah, that's pretty typical of how my years usually go. I always start out so gung-ho. Right, next up, oh, this is Act of God from Long Dog Samplers. This is my first Long Dog. And I am doing all pinks and purples on 18 count Valor Ada from Picture This Plus. And I have only worked on border so far because I want to make sure that I have enough space. So that's where I got. So not much, nothing fun so far on my very first ever Long Dog sampler. But it's a start. And this will be a next year focus. Okay. I'm going to take a hot minute break to make some heads or tails of, I need some space. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, moving into stuff I have started on my New Start Sundays. Let's see. Okay. First up, this was my birthday start. So this is from Lena Ova. And I am doing this on a piece of Big Sky from Mystic Fabrics, 16 count. And I'll put a picture of what the chart looks like here finished. I am not doing monochrome, of course. I am using these beautiful Almond M&M silks. I wanted to use it on something special because they are a little more pricey. God, they're gorgeous. Isn't that pretty? And I think those are all the colors that I'm using. Next up, okay, so this is from Creatively Crafting. This is the Cheshire Cat. I'll put a picture of it up here. Cassidy had gotten me this for my birthday last year, and so I started it this year. It is on a piece of, I'm pretty sure this is a 25 count Easy Grid. And that is where I'm at. This is huge. This is a huge piece. All right, this one is from the book Christmas Gnomes from Maggie Smith. Looks like this, available on Amazon. And I am doing Holly Red with gold trim on a piece of scrap Ada. Mostly as charted, except I changed her hair to from white to gray. this is where I'm at. I mean, this is a small stitch. I mean, it's just a little bit long. So I'm going to put this in my, I could get this one done in a couple days. So I'm going to put this in my focus, even though I started it this year. All right, next up, this is from Carriage House Samplings. This was part of the Threadworks from the color X Stitch the Rainbow for Nashville this year, from the Night Garden palette. Oops, looks like this. And I am doing this on that Lap and Loops that was doing the other Cottage House samplings on. That I was doing that Santa on, doing it on that Cerulean, I think it was called. So that's my start. These threads really are beautiful. Only 5 colors. All right, next up, this was when I started during my birthday month. This is on a piece of Those Missing Stitches, Courageous Cassie, 20 count. This is a big one. This is like a Scottish sampler. My favorite because it is from Cassie. Cassie got it for me for my birthday. Courageous Cassie is like the most perfect color ever for it. That's my start. Oops. I think it's gorgeous. And Those Missing Stitches, the fabric is just chef kiss. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, next up from Satsuma Street. This is Monster House. I mean, Satsuma Street knows how to do colors, right? Oh, so gorgeous. But when I saw this color fabric shown over on Grand Stitchery, this is Radioactive 32 count from Bestitch Me. I said, that has to be what I do Monster House on. I mean, it is radioactive. Look at that. Is that not like such an amazing green and absolutely perfect for this house? I mean, come on. Come on. Love it. So that's where we're at. Okay, this is another small one that I could totally finish this year. This is from the Fairy Tale box put out from Starlight Stitchery, and this one is called Mirror Mirror. It's from Fine Frog Stitching. That's what it looks like. And I'm using a piece of scrap Picture This Plus, and that's where we're at. So I think this will go in my focus. These little ones, it'd be nice if I could get these little ones done, right? Okay, another Boomerang Stitches. This is My Flowers, and I'm doing my own conversion. I picked a random 6 colors, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, random 6 colors. And doing it on 16 count Kiwi from Fiber on a Whim. And this is where I got. So fun. Love Amity. And I'm using Rossi Flosco. Super bright Rossi Floscos. Okay, this one is a gift for my husband. This one is Mario Through the Ages. I'll put a picture up here of what it looks like. This is being done on 16 count Calypso from Picture This Plus as charted. And this is like the most perfect Mario color. How awesome is that? I love that color. And that's where we got so far. This one's super fun. I was really excited to start with this one this year. And there are like 5,000 threads here. So many. All right, another one from Lindy Stitches Endangered Species. This is the Ring-Tailed Lemur. Looks like this. Doing this as charted on a piece of printed picture this plus 14 count from Charles Craft. And that's where we are. Again, it came with, I think there's three Weeks Dye Works colors that it came with. And then I had added in the rest of the DMC myself. Okay, next up, this is from Blueberry Ridge Designs. This is Sampler Seasons Winter. And I am doing a conversion to 3 wintry colors on a piece of, this is just a scrap piece of Ada. This is where I got. This one's fun. So I'm doing the motifs in that dark blue. It's like a bluish purple. And then all the Quakers I'm doing in that, it's an old Leo and Roxy color, Aquatics. And then on all of the letters I'm doing in Bestitch Me Silks, Practical Magic. All right, from Fox and Rabbit, this is the Shepherd Sampler. Looks like this. Oops. And I am doing my own conversion on a piece of 20 count sapphire from Fabric on a Whim. This is where we're at. Those are good colors. I like how these colors look on the sapphire a lot. This is my first Fox and Rabbit design. Even though I've got, you know, I'm in the Fox and Rabbit Fabric of the Month Club. So you'd think I would have done it on a Fox and Rabbit fabric, but I did not. Okay, next up, this is from Siren Stitchworks, the Titanic Sampler. And I am doing this on a absolutely beautiful piece of Millennial Fabrics. This is 18 count Whisper. And I think I'm only doing 2 colors. Yeah, I'm only doing 2 colors on this one. Forbidden Fiber Co. Brick and Santorini. That is where I have gotten to. So I am doing all of the words in the Santorini and everything else in the brick. And there's lots of references back to the Titanic on here, which I will get into like whenever I'm actually talking about this one day. Every word on here relates back. All right, from Plum Street Samplers, I have Blue Skin, which was one of George Washington's 2 war horses. Doing this on a piece of scrap Ada from Picture This Plus as charted. And here is where we got. So all these ones that I've started this year, I've pretty much only had 1, maybe 2 days on, but I make sure I get, I want to know what the picture is. Do you know what I mean? Like, I need to feel like I've made some progress on it. A good start, so to say. Okay, first up, a Rainbow Diagonal Chart. Who is this by? I don't know who this is by. I'll put the picture up here along with the designer name. And this has, oh my gosh, so many pieces, so many colors in it. And I kind of love it. I've wanted to do one like this for a long time. So I actually, over on Those Missing Stitches on her channel, she had showed this chart and I was like, I need that. So that is what I have started. So lots of green so far. And this is from Sampler Cove. This is Thriller. I had gotten this off of a D-Stash group. Doing this on a mystery Mystic Fabric 16 counts. And I am doing a conversion to blues, oranges, and purples, and some grays. Let's see, how does this go? Like this. So that's what I have done so far. This is, I love this fabric. Mystic Fabrics is great. This is super fun. There's also some like specialty stitches in here. So learning a couple new stitches also. All right, from Sprouting Lupine Greenwashing. This was from the Stitchers Collective Earth Day bundle from 2023. And I am doing a conversion. This is on 14 count toast from Artiste. And I'm just doing pretty specialty greens. And if I remember correctly, I think this goes this way. That's where we are. This could probably be a quick finish. I'm not going to put this in my focus, but I think that could be a pretty quick finish if I were to focus on it. All right, from Quaternion Creations, this is Of Dragons and Apples. Doing this on a piece of Volcano Stitches, I think is what her fabric line's called. This was from the Fairy Tale box, I believe. And I am using, instead of red, I'm using green for the apples. This is the palette that I have chosen. Right there. So fun colors. Green apples instead of red. I feel like this has to be the most boring video ever. There's just so many things and it's just so long. I apologize. Next up is Haunted Mansion Mandala. This was birthday gift from my hubby. And doing this on... What is this on? Oh my gosh. A giant piece of some Picture This Plus. No, not Picture This Plus. This is Fiber on a Whim Malachite. 18 count. Alright, so my favorite ride is the Haunted Mansion. And let's see, this is... Yeah, this goes like this. Okay. So this is the girl with the umbrella. And this is gigantic. Backstarting art. All right, next up from Hands Across the Sea Studios. This is Henriette de Saudet, 1937. My first Hands Across the Sea. This was in the red box this time, and I fell in love with this when I saw it. And I'm doing this one as charted because it's gorgeous. So this is where I have gotten, I mean, this is such a fun chart. There's unicorn, there's dragon. I mean, come on, it's gorgeous. I love it so much. It's totally medieval. And this is being done on Millennial Fabric Dove, I think. Pretty sure it says a Dove for Millennial Fabric. Great. So good. And this one's a long one. Like this one goes this way. So yeah. Henriette de Saudet. Do you like how confidently I say that? Like I actually know that's how you pronounce it. Okay. Another great fabric from Millennial Stitches. This is from the Adventure Collection. This was from Starlight Stitchery. And this is a Flossy Fox shop. Tales of the Swamp Dragon. I'm doing my own conversion to stash. This fabric is phenomenal. So this is Peach Cobbler. I think Cobbler. I think it's Peach Cobbler. Is it? Yeah, Peach Cobbler. This was their August 2024 fabric of the month. It is a, I hope this shows up. Yeah, that's the color right there. Isn't that a good color? So nice. Oh, it's gorgeous. And that's what we have done. Love that dragon. It's actually called Green Dragon from, oh, who's this from? From Forbidden Fiber Co. It's Green Dragon is that color, which is just perfection. Okay, next up we have another fabulous house from Cottage Garden Samplings. This is the number 6. Oops, I don't know what that's from. This is the Tree House. This is on an 18 count mermaid shimmer from Fox and Rabbit, as charted. These houses are just so fun. There we go. Love it. I want to work on it just because I love these houses, but I think we have another, I think we have enough to focus on so far for the rest of the year. All right, next up is from Little by Little Design Company. This is Little Bo Peep Sampler. And I'm doing this on a 32 count Icelandic blue. Got the tree done. Well, not done. I got a lot of the tree done. That's what I focused on. And I'm going to hold off on doing the border. I'm not sure that this is going to be big enough for me to do the border. So I'm going to do the insides first, and then we'll see where we go after that. Next up from Maximum Cross Stitch. This is Anne Boleyn. I love this. So doing this as charted, but on different fabrics. So I'm using 32 count Lugana from Fiber on the Whim Ivy. And I just love a green and purple. So that's where we got. This is full of specialty stitches, and look at the black work on the back thing there. Oh, it's so fun. This one's really good. And I have already pre-ordered the sampler September from Evertote, which is another Ellen. I just fell in love with it. It's gorgeous. Oh my gosh. So I was trying to talk myself out of it, but then Floss Boss Hannah showed the Roxy Floss conversion, and it is just gorgeous. So I had to order it. It doesn't get sent out until July, end of July, I think. All right, next up from Heartstrings Samplery, Instead of Sheep. This one I'm doing a conversion to make it more Christmassy, because this is a song from my favorite Christmas movie, which is White Christmas. And I am doing this on a 18 count red Aida. And the colors, I'm very happy with my color choices. Look how good that looks. It's so good. Oops. There we go. So that's what I have done so far. So pretty. I really enjoy stitching on a red Aida. It's just different, not something you get to do often. All right, I have from Plum Street Samplers, Toil and Trouble. Looks like this. Doing this on 16 count from Volcano Stitching, It does not have a color name. This was from the Black Friday mystery box. It is a good color though. This is what I have done. That is a good mottled yellow. I like this a lot. Totally petering out here. I think my sugar is probably dropping also. Oh, this is the other this is the one I was telling you guys about. So this is from Forest Embroidery, and this is one where I actually ordered the entire kit, their floss and everything. So I'll put a picture of what this is going to look like over here. And it is done on the fabric that came in the kits. This goes like this. And yeah. The variegation on their floss is just amazing. You really can't. There is nothing else comparable to it, truly. All right, next up is a sampler. Charlotte, is this my Charlotte? Charlotte Frobisher, and I love her. She was like not a perfectionist. She was 9 and absolutely not a perfectionist, and her personality just comes through the sampler. So this is what it looks like. That's the original. This is from the book Historic Samplers from Patricia Ryan and Alan D. Bragdon. The book looks like this. I was lucky enough to get this at a used bookstore for very cheap. So this is on a 20 count mossy green Ada from Zweigart. And I'm doing super fun colors that I think embody Charlotte's personality. And here's where we are. So this one's super fun. There's just so many mistakes. And I love it. I'm embracing them. So this is from Tiny Modernist, Home Sweet Home Cross Stitch, Modern Cross Stitch Designs for Home and Garden. Looks like this. An Amazon purchase. And this is the chart. I'm enjoying this one. I don't know, like way more than I thought I was going to for some reason. This is on 18 count Witch's Brew from XJU Designs. And I did do a color conversion. That's where I'm at. I think it's so fun. This is like so enjoyable to stitch. Got a lot done for a new start. Okay, and then the last one I'll show you, I will put up here the correct picture. I just can't remember if this is the Mad Hatter or if this is Cheshire. I feel like this, I think I chose to go with the Mad Hatter since I had already started another Cheshire Cat. So I'm pretty sure this is the Mad Hatter from Mrs. Pagodi Arts. And again, done on the 28 count DMC Monaco, or Charles Craft Monaco. I got in a giant pack. I got like a giant pack of 2. And this is the start that I have. You can see why I'm not 100% sure which one it is, but I'm pretty sure I decided to start the Mad Hatter. Okay. That is the end of my WIPs. I don't even know how many I have. I will like do tick marks as I edit my video and put up the total of how many WIPs I have going up here. There's a few. I had one of the cross stitch groups I'm in on Facebook, somebody had posted that she's a newer cross stitcher and is doing a big cross stitch, and she would like to do some other stuff, and she wanted to know, is it acceptable to have more than one WIP going? And someone had the gall to tell her, if you have more than 3 WIPs going, you're not a real cross stitcher because you'll never finish anything. I said to the girl, I said, that's not true. I said, I finished plenty, and I have more than 60 WIPs going, I'm sure. So you do you. If you have 1 going, you're a cross stitcher. If you have 100 going, you're a real cross stitcher. I don't know what to say. I don't know why people are so judgy all the time. Like, you do you, boo. Whatever makes you and your brain happy. when it comes to stitching, that's what you should do. This hobby, to me, I feel like it's more than a hobby because it makes my brain so happy. I can't even explain it to you. I was talking to one of my coworkers about cross stitch the other day. She said, your entire face changes whenever you talk about cross stitch. And it's true. I love this so much. It is literally all I want to do is cross stitch. So don't let anybody make you feel bad. You cross stitch the way you want to cross stitch. All right. So those are my WIPs. I have a couple things kitted up to start. So let's look at what my new starts for the rest of the year are going to be. So the first one is from the book Cross Stitch for the Earth from Emma Condon. And this is going to be a gift for one of my work besties. She's a vegan, and I like the advocacy she does for animals, all animals, is just amazing. But I saw this and I was like, that is so her. So doing this one as charted. Decided on a piece of 18 count cameo from Fox and Rabbit with the called for floss. And I actually think this will be my next start. Okay, then we have from Stitching Spell. This is sampler 13, and this goes with I did another Halloween sampler from Stitching Spell, and this is like the companion piece. I have a third one too. So I want to start this one, and it'll be in very similar colors to the other one that I did, because they'll be near each other. So it was like all purples and greens, orange, red, very like Halloween-y colors. And I'm doing it on a 20 count stone from Fiber on a Whim, which the other one I did was on platinum. So this is like pretty comparable color. Merry and Bright from Mama Witch Cross Stitch. I haven't done the conversion yet. I'm gonna do stash. So whatever I have of the DMC in stash I'll use, and if I don't have something I'll substitute it out. And I am using 18 count Sapphire from Fiber on the Whim, which is like perfect for this, I feel like. I mean, come on. That's good. This is Needles and Pins. This was a free chart from the Heart Needle Art. I think this came in a Stitchy box, sampler box. I'm gonna hold it back because it's just the chart, so that's what it looks like. Real quick there. And using a piece of fabric that came in the Stitchy box, and I'm doing a conversion to 3 different colors of DMC. So this is the color palette for that. It's small, it's only 80 by 50. So this might be like a sap once I get to this. From Bendy Stitchy, this was one of her Patreon charts. I only have a black and white of it. So it's have a cookie and a nap, which I think is great advice. So that's a black and white of what it looks like. I picked my own colors and am doing it on a scrap piece of green using some Classic Colorworks Gentle Arts. So this is the color palette. Oh, and a Weeks. That's beautiful blue from Weeks. So that's the palette I'm using for that. Again, this is a small one. Let's say how big. 76 by 57. Okay, from the book Cross Stitch Antique Style Samplers from Jane Greenoff, this book here, I am doing for Cass, this is Map of England sampler. Looks like that. And I am doing my own conversion, which much I have on the back of here. On a 32 count taupe Lugana. It looks like that. And my colors are, the colors are fun. I mean, there's a lot of colors here, but I mean, they're fun colors. See? I think for September, since it's sampler September, I think I'm going to work on all samplers in September. All right, this is one I've been itching to start for so long. This is my sampler 1830 from Perman of Copenhagen. This is a massive chart. I got this off of a D-stash group and I just fell in love with it. This is huge. So I am doing this on a 20 count ivory Ada. It's huge, it's a yard. And I am using All Forbidden Fiber Co. So let's see, let me show you the, let's see, I've got Calypso, What a Weekend, Midnight Sky, Cloves, Tangerine. I think that's it, 5 colors. Yeah, so pretty. Love it. I've got like 5 of each color here, so hopefully I have enough. All right, from Una Bella Piezza. This is Ocean View. Love the ocean. Anything having to do with the ocean. And I am doing this as charted on Isla Mirada from Fox and Rabbit, an 18 count. Very sea-like. All right, we are so close to done. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 9 more new starts to look at. All right, from Plum Street Samplers, this is Tired Trio, and it's my favorite animal, my spirit animal, the sloth. So I have 2 spirit animals. One is the sloth. The other one is an octopus. And I am doing this on a piece of 36 count tea rose from Atomic Ranch as charted. It's kind of fun. I forgot what I had left still to start because I had kitted all these up at the beginning of the year. All right, from the book Magical Cross Stitch from Lindsay Swearingen. I am doing Dark Familiar, which looks like this. And I am doing on a scrap of 14 count Charles Craft printed Ada, this one here. I am doing a conversion to Fancy Floss. And these are the colors I picked. I've got a flower silk, Gentle Arts, hand dyed by Rolanda, and a Cottage Garden Threads. So that's the colors we're going to use. Did you guys see, is it the Witchy Stitcher? I think it's the Witchy Stitcher has a book coming out. It's either Witchy Stitcher or, no, I think it's the Witchy Stitcher. Anyway, that's going to be a must buy for me. All right, so every year at Nashville, they put out a cookbook that has charts in it. So I'm doing this one. This is from Artist Designs, the Unicornucopia. Let me cover it up so you can't see it. It's this picture right here. And I'm doing it a conversion to floss I had in stash, and I'm using this scrap piece of linen I had gotten from a D-stash group. All right, Heartstring Samplery, Scary Sampler. I love this one so much. This calls out to like so many things. So this has what's it called? Unicorn. Is that what it's called? Rabbit? Fancy for unicorn. What is it called? whenever they add stuff in for you to find. Wow, my brain doesn't want to work. Anyway, it has, this represents Beetlejuice, Jurassic Park 3, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Star Wars Episode 4, Men in Black, Stranger Things, Lost, The X-Files, Fringe, Doctor Who, and Star Trek. So again, that's what it looks like in oh, such a good house. So I am doing this one on a 36 count white Edinburgh linen as charted. So it's all Weeks and Classic Color Works. All right, then we have from Quaint Rose Needle Arts. I am doing these, this came with all these, all of this comes with it, but I'm doing the Scarecrow because he's so freaking cute. This is going to be done on 16 count Artiste Ivory as charted. Summertime from Abby Rose Designs. Looks like this. I am doing this as charted for the most part on 14 count Artiste Silver, and then out of stock. I know that was out of stock flosses I need to get. Anyway, on this as charted. Yeah, Teresa Kogut, Let Love Rain. I am doing Love Your Family. So I'm doing this one here. It's from this book. And I'm doing as charted on 18 count Tornado from Fox and Rabbit. Two more. Okay, Graveyard Guardian from Sprouting Lupine. I love this. Doing this one as charted on a scrap 18 count from Picture This Plus. It looks like that. And the last new start I am planning for this year. Doesn't mean there won't be something else, but this is what's planned and already charted up. Fall on the Farm from Finally a Farm Girl. And this is going to be done as charted on 18 count white clay from Fox and Rabbit. It looks like that. Whew, that was like a marathon. My back hurts, I'm hungry. That was insane. So 17 new starts left for the year. And gonna be focusing hopefully for a while. Like I said, I think Sampler September, I'm gonna focus on samplers. So I might pull out some other stuff at that point. But that's where we're at. Guys, if you made it this far, you are a rock star. And I just thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Hopefully one day soon here I'll be back with just my normal weekly content. This was a lot and I didn't quite realize how many WIPs I had going. But it feels like an awful lot. Feels like a lot more than I had last year at this time. So, all right. Happy stitching. I hope you guys, if you know, do a WIP parade, I would love to watch that. Stitch, make yourself happy. Focus on you. Do what you want. Break the rules. As Janine McGowan says at the Blue Flower, go crazy with power. That's all. All right, guys. If you want to find me anywhere, you can find all my internet places down in the description box. And I'll catch up with you later. Bye.